Hello, everyone. What is going on tonight? Thank you for watching once again. This is Kev, and this is BMBBH. Uh, just for those of you who are here for the first time, go ahead below the screen, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. And if you're here anyway, hit the like button. Likes are for free, and it's for the algorithm. The algorithm loves likes. Anyway, look, tonight's broadcast is kind of, I would say, a final plea. As well, of course, last week, our good brother, Mr. Kevin Samuels, passed away, and it's really taken a heavy toll on the space and on his fan base, and especially his friends. Um, but here's my thing. Whatever your intention is, and I'm going to do this for myself as well. Uh, I believe that it's time to let the man rest. Now, here's the thing. I heard a content creator say this morning once the autopsy report comes out on how he died, it'll be another round of heavy conversations. But my plea, which no matter how many ears that it reaches, my pleas are just this: it's about time that we just start the process of letting go. Um, this there is, and I mean my condolences to his family and especially to his mother. Um, there is a lane that we have to keep maintained. And the lane that we have to keep maintained is the lane of the Black Manosphere. Uh, and we have to keep the message going. Uh, Whatever you feel that message may be, whether it's the improvement of black men overall, uh, the reunification of the black family, or for brothers to improve upon oneself and become the best version of themselves. Stay steadfast and take the lessons of Kevin Samuels as and just take the good parts from it and just keep it in your hearts and in your memories. But I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there, no matter how you feel about the man, that they just want to keep it going, whether it be for I don't know donations, for subscribers, to sully the man's name further. There is a lot of people that are eating off KS right now. And believe me, positive or negative, I don't knock hustles. I don't. I do, however, think it's a goddamn shame when you have to continue to hate on the man's name because here's my deal for the haters. And I'm not speaking of guys who were critical when the man was alive. I'm talking about people who were just using blatant lies to further their content. Your content is going to dry up. It really is. And it's not like that I wake up and go to sleep thinking about it, but the content is going to dry up. And these a lot of these folks aren't going to have anywhere to go. So do as people like I do is stay in your own lane and base your stuff off of the utmost integrity, I would say. So let me get some shout outs in the chat. It's only four people. Yeah, I see so far. Um, it's RPM. What's going on? Hybrid Catastrophic Impact X83rd Power. Ray Hama of the Hama Force. What it is. Phil Brad, a constant here. Appreciate you showing up again. Um, KP from KC5, what's going on? To hell with Jamal creating side families, one pew at a time. Prepper 101, what's going on? You say creating side families. Okay. Yeah, I know what you meant though. And um, actually, he apologized for being disrespectful to Kevin Samuels. Which I mean, I'm good with whatever it is, but I mean, things as to the context of what he said is the reason why I'm not beating down the door of a church every Sunday. Um, I grew up, my mom and dad taking me to church every Sunday. Primarily my mom. My dad would just go along for the ride, and then he himself eventually got into the church. I mean, I grew up Catholic, so I mean, whatever you want to say about that, but for many reasons, I just didn't feel as if it were the benefits weren't long term. You go in, you sing a few songs, you celebrate a guy that supposedly hasn't been here in 2,000 years, and no real problems are discussed. And one day, while being on social media, I had I went to church that Sunday, and then I saw a video from another church of a different denomination, and they were basically the priest in my church and the preacher in the other church. They had like almost the same sermon. So my thing is that pretty much did it for me. Is like these guys have a laid out agenda from who knows, and it just wasn't doing it for me anymore. I would rather go to a place that has authentic messages and where people spoke from their hearts. And, many of my family and my friends do not understand where I'm coming from when I say things like this. I'm like, they're not talking about anything for real. They're not. So that right there encompasses the necessity for people who speak freely and speak real, you know, whatever they're speaking about, something that is not predetermined, something that is unscripted, something that is unfiltered, no pun intended. And this is why I believe that this space itself is necessary. Is necessary based upon the belief that it's about damn time that a certain group of individuals started speaking on what is actually going on, with not only in the community, but within the country, within the diaspora itself. And I do, and like, unlike many others that speak that's in this space and on the fringe of this space, I do appreciate the Black Manosphere. I really do. Whether you agree with that sentiment or not, and you're free to agree with it. But mm, the thing is, there are a lot of complaints, and a lot of them are rooted from people saying that the space is not about black male empowerment, but is to bring the enemy to the negotiating table to reset things back into the way things used to be, and not so much in a forward motion, but a backwards motion. And a lot of people say that they're not here for that. But when I hear a lot of these content creators speak, the messages are quite confusing to say the least. I mean, a lot of people say they're here for black male empowerment, but they, persist into uh, complaining about uh, how the black males are empowering themselves. And I do understand that. I do understand that it's the end thing to do. And what I mean by that is anti-black male misandry has gained traction. It has gained a lot of traction, and a lot of it comes from projection from people's shitty lives. I mean, whether you want to believe that kind of thing or not. And one of the things is, and one of the intents is for us to be able to put a mirror in front of people, you know. But first, we have to be able to look into that mirror ourselves. And when I get up every morning, I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth, wash my face, freshen myself up, do what I got to do to prepare for the day. And I look at myself in the mirror and I ask myself, am I proud of what I look at? Or is there more improvements that have to be made? And you know how the old saying goes, there's always room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. I do understand that. I'm getting to be an advanced age. I'm a few years from 50, which many consider old. And, God willing, I make it. And one thing that I have to believe for myself is if anything, if Kevin Samuels has taught me anything, is that I have to take a serious visit to my health. I have to make sure that, that I'm going to be okay for however many years I got left and to do it in a way that optimizes my own personal growth and success. And one thing I can tell you about KS is he did it really big until his last day. And, there is absolutely no use in me, you know, hating on that, but there's also no use in me, becoming obsessed with it either, as far as he is concerned, because of course he is gone. One thing that I do wish that this space would have done if we liked the man so much is that we, went on kind of a defense against the man who detracted his name. Again, not the man who detracted his name, but the people or groups of people or individuals that detracted his name. Because I mean, the foul thing is to make fun of a dead man. Is not that wasn't cool, and really it has caused a huge rift in what is already a broken community. And let me tell you something: for those of us who really believe and want things to improve in our community, and so on and so forth, it's really tough right now to look at and observe to look at and observe, what is going on at this point. What's going on, Patricia Coley? Good to see you again. Yeah, and really, it's really good to see all of you. Um, yeah. So anyway, let's get into it. Yeah, I did. Like I said, I did have a couple things to say about Pastor Jamal Bryant and the reason why I don't attend church on a regular basis anymore. Like the last time I was inside of a church actually was my mother's funeral. That was the last time. And I haven't been back to church since. You know, Someone in particular has been trying to get me to go back to church, but I'm just very reluctant to do it. It doesn't seem like the messages are very empowering for men. In fact, let me like back in the tinfoil days of YouTube, there are some people that used to say some very interesting things. And one of those interesting things is, when they called Jesus the shepherd and called people his sheep. And people don't like the idea, especially men, especially grown men, especially grown masculine men, we don't like the idea of being referred to as sheep. We put ourselves more in a, I would say, a leadership context. And I know I don't like to be called a sheep. Yeah. But the messages seem to be like it's not even so much empowering the females. It's more of a pandering message so the church can continue to pilfer money from the community. Which by the way, that's what they're saying that we're trying to do here in this space. We're trying to talk a good game, and we're trying to grift people out of their money by supplementing this message of false hope. Now, whatever you're here for, I'm gonna shoot to you straight. I mean, if you give me money for whatever I'm saying, that is fine. But let me tell you something about the content creators here. Whether they're here to help or they're here to make money or they're here to do both. And this is a problem that a lot of content creators do have, especially with KS. A lot of us, low key, want to have the level of success that Kevin Samuels had during YouTube, whether they want to deny it or not. What up, Mark Nash? What's going on? Good to see you, brother. Like that's a content creator that has pretty much created his own lane, and I'm proud of the brother. I'm proud to have witnessed his growth. He's um, he's I would say he probably doesn't consider himself Black Manosphere, but like as far as I'm concerned, he's part of the diversity that this space does need. He does dive a lot. His content does have a lot to do with sports. I would say another sports content creator would be Mace Taggart. Mace Taggart is very consistent, and hopefully that brother sees that kind of growth too. So, big ups to you, Mark, for real, for real. So, um, yeah, but a lot of brothers, if they wouldn't mind, if they don't, they wouldn't mind having that level of success. It takes a lot of work, though. It takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of persistence. I mean, it takes a lot of talking to the right people, being in the right place at the right time, and I don't knock it at all. I mean, shoot, if you go on Social Blade and see the money that Kevin Samuels made last year, shoot, a lot of, and I gotta say, a lot of people don't see that kind of money in their lifetime. And I mean, like, that's not to knock the way that people do things. I'm just saying, if I could get some of that Kevin Samuels money, hey, not, I mean, and I don't mean like off of his death or anything like that. I mean, like, if this channel were ever to be half as successful as his channel, I'd be okay. You'll be seeing all kinds of value out of production value out of this channel then. But until that day, until that day, hey, I'm just gonna keep doing things the way I do it, and and for those who keep visiting the channel, I'm gonna keep giving it to you how Kev gives it to you. And oh, okay, what's going on? Superman Clark Kent Senior. Oh, Indigenous TV, what's going on as well? You know, yeah. And hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. There is a yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to highlight this comment. He said, I love the hard work that Dennis Sperling is doing to protect the image and legacy of Kevin Samuels. Let me tell you something. I haven't had time to really watch that memorial service, but I've already seen like two content creators really have a lot of negativity to say about it. And I don't know how to feel about that because one of the content creators like did this kind of whole move like a year ago, and I haven't been right about that guy ever since. But I mean, have the opinions all you want. You know, it's your opinion. But look, look, I'm just gonna say it like this: the dude worked extremely well, and he found his lane, and a lot of people are mad at him for it. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I heard when Kevin Samuels died, and there is a report that's going around for those of you who said that he's broke. Heard he died with a net worth of $4 million. 4 million? That is amazing. That's amazing for a YouTuber. It really is. But to sit up there and say that the man died broke, the man died alone, I mean, it's just have some decency, people. But one thing I did see is I watched that video that you guys were talking about with the lady who with the lady yeah with the lady who rented Kevin Samuel's room out, and does make sense because who knows whether he lived there or he was just doing videos there. When his setup the way it used to be, it did seem like he was in kind of a small place. So that's just me kind of putting it together. I can't say what it is for sure, but I don't know. I believe that the way a lot of these people reacted on that video was kind of reaching. Rogue's son, what's going on? Orlando's. They say they gave him 4 million. I'm not sure if anybody can give you 4 million. I mean, for what he was doing, having what do they call it? Parody on YouTube and Instagram. I would say there's probably was a lot of donations, but when you're at 1 million subs, then average, excuse me, uh, ad revenue really starts to count for something. It's not like little old me. It's like, my ad revenue is probably going to equal out to like, I mean, at this point, probably like 150 a year. It ain't like the edited videos I do get a whole lot of views. I mean, I'm just like, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I'm happy if my edited videos and my news stories get to 3 digits. Shoot, I mean, I'm really appreciative when I get those numbers, and that might come from the fact that I'm a smaller channel at this point. So, I mean, it's really nothing at this point. Now, if I was the kind of person like if I had like 30,000 subs, or or 40,000, and then I put out content and I was still getting 3 digits, then then it would be like something was wrong with the way I was doing things then. But but like I said, instead of me saying like 4,000, I'm gonna go ahead and like shoot for 10,000, because we in order to believe that you can do big things, you got to start thinking big. So that's it. I am 6,925 subs before I hit 10K. Yeah. Yeah, I was okay with reaching 3K. I wasn't exactly happy about how that happened. I gained a lot of subs during my initial RIP Kevin Samuels broadcast. I wish that 3K would have come another way, but it happened. So, and we're here. So it is what it is. But this is the number: 6,925 subs before 10K. And I'm gonna tell you guys watching right now, who are in the chat and who's watching in the clouds, I haven't purchased one of the subs that I have existing, and I will not purchase any subs because I hear that's what some YouTubers do. They purchase their subs. Like, and and although I do not have any solid concrete evidence of that, I can tell in the way that people watch you. If you have a high number but a very low view count, that probably is an indicator that happens. But whatever you want to try to present. But I'm not going to name any names on that. But uh, listen, it is like I said, Kevin Samuels broke a glass ceiling that a lot of people in this space did not believe that was possible. The guy that did it before him was Phil Scott, and Phil Scott, he's the African Diaspora Channel. He used to be the Bias Show, and he did nothing but like straight news. Straight news. He barely did any commentary. And all of his material was edited, and he got to 1 million subs that way. But as far as impact is concerned, Kevin Samuels far outweighs Phil as far as impact. So, type a one in the chat if you believe I can reach 10K. You know, just type a one in the chat for those of you who want to do that. Do you believe that this channel could reach 10K? Maybe and I'm going to give myself an estimated goal. Uh, Maybe in the next 2 years, it'll reach 10K. I mean, 2 years for channels who grow, that's a long time. That's a long time. But when you don't necessarily involve yourself in horrible messes, the growth is a little slower. But I don't mind it so much because it's an authentic growth. It's an authentic growth, and just by the presence that I do see the same people in the chats every week, and that's a very good sign. So, anyway, I'll go ahead and reinforce the title of the broadcast is called "Let the Man Rest." Damn, because it's about time we should start doing that. We should start letting the man rest. Now he might get some casual mentions in future broadcasts, but I don't see that for very much longer because I'm not going to be one of those people. You know, and one thing that I do really don't like is the fact that when we go after people who mention Kevin Samuel's name, we seem to go after the people who seemingly like the guy. We don't go after the people who has, spewed constant hatred about the man. People like The Honest Truth, people like Tad's Exclusives, people like Nyla, people like Cynthia G, people, uh, well, I've seen a couple people go after Steph Cole. I don't even watch Steph Cole though. But one thing that these people need to understand is that you're still eating off the man's name, whether you want to believe that or not. Trying to call the man gay, calling the man kitten heels, all this dumbass crap. Yeah, that's one thing I need to do. I need to work on my language as well. But it's so disrespectful. It's like to the point where they won't, even though the man is dead, they won't let the man die. But like I said earlier, if you base your content off hatred for Kevin Samuels, your content is about to dry up. So, but people that you guys claim that's grifting off of the name of Kevin Samuels, who's basically using his name to grow their brands, and yeah, it just karma. I would say if you're a believer in karma, then that will run its course. But speaking of karma, let's talk about Miss Vivica for a second, saying that Kevin Samuel's death was karma. The same chick that fuck 50 Cent, the same chick that her biggest movie she played a stripper single mom, and then the second biggest film she was in, she was a bank robber. But can anyone name anything that Vivica Fox did that was bigger than Independence Day? It can anyone? Can anyone in that chat can name me something that Vivica Fox as an actress did bigger than the movie Independence Day? Now, keep in mind the movie Independence Day came out in 1996. Some of you guys, some of you guys were little kids when that movie came out. I mean, Hybrid said Kill Bill Volume One, where she Kill Bill. Even that wasn't as big as Independence Day. I mean, it was a movie that did really good, but it wasn't as big as Independence Day. Let me look up something real quick. And then like she wasn't in that movie but a hot second. Let's see, Kill Bill, gross amount. Kill Bill Volume One made $180,899,045. Now let's look up Independence Day. Independence Day. Let's see. Gross. Independence Day one, the first one was 817.4 million. So that's pretty definitive. That's pretty definitive. And Vivica Fox was all through that film. So I was right. I mean, but yeah, Kill Bill was. I mean, but Kill Bill was a very Ray Hummer. I'm not saying it was a great film, but it wasn't the biggest film that Vivica Fox was in. The Hybrid said between those Hybrid says between those movies, the economy was different. I mean, but the amounts, I mean, they speak for themselves. Vivica was also at Idle Hands, but that movie is a cult classic, not a box office hit. When it said Indigenous TV said Uma Thurman kicked her ass. But even anyway, yeah, moving along, moving along. Um, I would say that Vivica needs to probably keep her fucking mouth shut. I would say that Vivica needs to keep her fucking mouth shut. I mean, for some, like, how much has Vivica helped the? How much has Vivica helped? In fact, who has helped black people more, Vivica Fox or Kevin Samuels? I mean, say what you want, but I will say my answer to that will probably be Mr. Samuels. Um, you know, Vivica hasn't really done much to help black people. In fact, the views she's expressed on Fox Soul probably hurts the unity because when you see people like that, and then she considered herself a representative of the B Dub, and guys look at that shit, they're just like, damn, is this something we got to deal with? Is this like what some of these guys are saying that we have to bring back to the table, then that's a big no thank you. Especially after the way she treated Ice Cube. Then she wants to talk about a man's death. Like come on. Like that's ridiculous. So anyway, look at these comments. Oh, what's up, Officer Faulkner? Soul food. Yeah, Soul Food is a black. That's a black movie. That is a classic among black people. It was big with us, but it was not a real. It wa- it was not a real big film per se. But it was in a different genre than the other films that we just mentioned. Indigenous TV says she's bitter. You can clearly see that she hates black men. Yep, yep. Especially putting out the narrative that she considered black men and black women a separate group of people. Yeah, but I don't know. It's like when you see people like that, when you see people like that say the things that they say, then you understand that it is a personal problem. It really is. It is a personal deep problem they have within themselves, and that's why they put them on programs such as I don't know what's the name of it again. I keep forgetting the name of it. Cocktails and Queens. Yeah. All right, what's going on? South Shaolin Fitz Caldun says peace and protection upon BMBBH, upon the mods, and upon the chat. All right, so thank you. I really appreciate that. But shoot, now let's talk about the little video that I saw. Basically, I guess the white woman that Kevin Samuels rented the room from. Uh, she had. Why would like one question that I do have is why would she record it and then somehow the video made it to TikTok? Besides Kevin Samuels being a highly publicized figure. Oh, Cincinnati Red. Whenever anyone does a super chat, I will give it a shout out. He does say it, no shout necessary, just showing support. So I do appreciate that. Do appreciate the dub. So thank you for your support of the channel. Gentleman Rated says that women like her are agents of WS. Our children are underprotected and unprovided for because of their poisonous egos. Yeah, that's a very good point. Look at what happens when there's no father present. When it's just left in the hands of them. But let me get back to the video. It's like it seems like the Karen that he rented the room from wanted to do nothing but seek negativity in recording this man. I mean, trying to embarrass him with the whole, his BMW was leaking oil. And let me tell y'all something about the BMW. Um, BMWs aren't very good cars. They have a name, but I mean, I don't know if you guys agree in the chat, but they're not very good cars. This is from what I hear from people who have actually experienced driving BMWs. They're foreign cars, and whenever something goes wrong, the repairs are hella expensive. Indigenous TV says the irony of Taz, a man who's homeless, making light of Kevin renting a room, is a peak ironic performance. Tell me about it. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power is they are also mad that KS died in bed with a woman because it goes against the narrative that he had sugar in his tank. Now they are saying that she was trans. That's a joke. I mean, they try to say all kinds of shit. I mean, damn, that man wasn't even cold yet. The warmth ain't even left that man's body before they started spreading all those rumors. And the only purpose of that was to sully the man's name. They didn't agree with his tactique. They didn't agree with him uh, saying things to women, telling the truth. Now, and then the tragic irony of that is like these women will say that they want the truth out of us. They want the truth out of men. They call men liars. But when we don't lie, they get mad too. So make it make sense. Make it make sense, folks. Yeah, but here's my point in like just bringing up the video. I mean, the video did go viral. I saw it posted several times on Facebook. I saw it, people talk about it on YouTube and make a big stink about it. It's like this. We always say this shit about white folks. We always say this shit about Karen. But when somebody like, and I used to see this on Facebook a lot. Whenever white people come for black men, especially heterosexual black men, they get support from our people. They whatever words they have against us are completely weaponized. And what they tried to do was they tried to weaponize that video against the reputation of Kevin Samuels, tried to call the man broke. And then, even then, I'm hearing that the video is old. The video does look kind of old. I mean, shit. It's like, I mean, hell, what was wrong with that video? What makes what makes you so much better than the next person just because that somebody had that happen to them? Shit, we've all run into difficulty with white folks. But, because it was KS, somehow that makes her more credible than him. Now, if we were on code like that, we'd have been on KS's side about that and not hers. But you know how haters are. Absalom Pianki TV, what's going on? Yeah, I caught some of that show on Indigenous TV. He said this is why Oheen and Black Ram went in this afternoon during their show. Oheen especially cooked these strags in straight up fish grease. That's why SBM is about to take hold in this space. It's inevitable. Eric Hayes says that video is 3. What up, Eric Hayes? Said that video was 3 years old. Yeah, yeah. Boy, I tell you, our people sometimes. I mean, I want our people to win. I want black people to win, but sometimes it's just. Ugh. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. Let me put this comment up. It says, for the sake of argument, let's say he was disrespecting black women. That this doesn't warrant celebrating his death. That's wicked. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't. He was, like I said, he was telling them the truth. He was telling them the truth. And one thing you don't do is, and I'm saying, how dare you do it? One thing you don't do is tell people with ego problems the truth, because it damages that ego and they can't get over it. I'll tell you something. People remember. They don't remember what you do. They remember how you made them feel. So yeah. So let me see what else has happened besides the constant hate that I've been seeing on social media. I think it started to calm down a little bit, but it got to a very disgusting level. But anyway, I'm not going to make this too much longer. But the thing is like, I'm gonna do what I can to I'm gonna do what I can to let the man rest myself. I'm not a channel for real that mentions Kevin Samuels like that. And if you've been watching me, y'all know I'm telling the truth. I'm not one that mentions him, but I do when there's time to say something that is correct, and there is time to defend something, and something that might be a little bit worth defending, because it's not just about Kevin Samuels, it's about black men. And let me talk to each and every one of you. What if you reach that level of success? What if you reach that level of success? Are you going to you don't think that you're not going to have any problems? You, do you believe that it's going to be? Do you believe that if you reach that level of success, it's going to be hassle free? Because let me see. Let me tell you what the understanding that I grew up with. You know, as far as what my parents taught me, and what my parents taught me is this: no one really wants to see you successful, and it's a sad thing, but it is what it is. So we have these things that we have to we have to self motivate. We have to self motivate, and I can only imagine what that was like for KS to see constant hate and constant detraction of the man's name. But one thing that I did notice is he never responded to any of it. Never. And I don't know if I would have the patience myself to not respond to a hater. Yeah. I'm the kind of person that shoots it straight with you. So if you got a problem, my my thing is, if you have a problem, I would want to know what the problem is. But then again, that's easy for me to say on my level at this point, because I will address it. But if I ever reach that kind of level, I don't know if I would even have the time to sit there and take away from my brand just to answer someone's hate and vitriol. Greg, what's going on, Greg? Good to see you again, brother. He said, "What up, Kim? Makes want to holler, throw both my hands up, tired of these Democrats and Maggles." So am I. Indigenous TV says, "Kev, black women are going to wish Kevin Samuels was still around because channels like Lord of Honesty go hard at black women in a way that will shock you, and those channels are on the rise." Hmm. Yeah, it also says Lord of Honesty is the death stroke of the black manosphere. I keep telling people that man is alpha blood like no other. He hates black women with a disturbing passion in his heart. Ugh, whoa. Yeah. But you know what though? I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all this. I've been doing some self reflection, and I understand that with a name like this, that there probably were expectations. Being a name such as Black Men Being Brutally Honest, um, I've been beginning to question my own brutality, and I don't know if I have been delivering. I just don't. I don't know I have been delivering. And maybe I don't know. Maybe I've gotten soft. Maybe I have. There's maybe there's some guys that are better at brutal honesty than I am. I don't like to believe that, or I don't want that to be the reality. But the whole thing about me is about facing reality. The fact that people don't like people don't have to like what I say. That they know that I'm being truthful with them, and I only have the best of intentions when I do speak. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna probably, I would say, I'm gonna probably do more self reflection, and I'm still gonna come to you guys every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but work towards developing better content, more informative content that helps you guys out. Yeah. Yeah. Said Indigenous TV says Kev, you're not brutal like Lord of Honesty. He's Deathstroke. His BitChute channel got banned. BitChute, that's how extreme he is. Uh Orlando says it's a saturated market. Yeah. It just means that, have to work harder to find a lane. So shoot. So I appreciate you guys' honesty. But this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna drop the link. And if anybody wants to come up and they have anything to say, do they share my sentiment, about letting the man rest, then you can go ahead and come up. If not, then we'll go ahead and put this on the bed. So let the man rest. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Shoot. Also, I do have a video where I do talk about the man shooting in Buffalo. So definitely, when this broadcast is done, check it out. Um, I just tried to put it as straight as I could on that one. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. But I will tell you this. I will tell you this, and um, probably going to be my final words if no one comes up. Listen up. Kevin Samuels is now a cultural icon. What has happened is it's the reverse of what the haters wanted. They wanted to sully this man. They wanted to crush this man's name. They wanted him to go away. And now that he's dead and gone, I mean, it probably did even more so to get this man's word out there. I mean, shit. It's like I say, you should see Facebook. Like Facebook is on fire with Kevin Samuels content. Um, they have succeeded in making this man an icon, and he's going to be remembered for a long time for his work that he put in, and I can't be mad at that. I can't be. I can't be. So that's pretty much what it is. So let me see. All right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and since we're almost at the hour mark, yeah, I've noticed that his views have gone up since his passing. I think his subscriber count has creeped up a little bit too. So I'll leave it at that. Much respect to his memory. My condolences to his family, and look, hopefully his mother and um, everyone who really enjoyed the man's content. Let's get through this period together. What up, Chaos Rain? But I'm about to end it here. So I appreciate you guys showing up once again. This is Kev. This is BMBBH. Long live the habitual line steppers. Yeah, I'm ending it right now. I'm still under the belief that I am gonna win, and and when that happens, we all win. So peace out.